Welcome to Bear Island, Sydney's most attractive fortress. Or is it? Sure, this may seem like the perfect picnic spot today, but beneath these waves and behind these walls is a history so dark you would never expect it. Fortresses, failed defences, veteran neglect, and a sprinkle of that old Hollywood glamour. But I guess the real question here today is, was this island really built to protect Sydney? Or was it built to cover something else up entirely? Well, stick around, because what I'm about to tell you may change the way you feel about this pretty little island forever. Bear Island is located at La Perouse, Sydney, and is easily accessible by public transport. Guided tours last for 45 minutes and are $15 for adults, $10 for children and $13 concession. Military blunders to secret tunnels and even cursed legends. Today, we're diving deep into the secrets of Bear Island. And trust me when I say, it's anything but bear. Let's rewind to the 1800s. Sydney was growing fast, but fear was growing faster. The British Empire was terrified of a Russian invasion. So in 1885, they built this fortress to guard the city. Designed by colonial architect James Barnett, who also designed other Sydney landmarks such as Customs House, the General Post Office and the Callan Park Lunatic Asylum, which we explored in a previous video, the fort was armed with disappearing guns, surrounded by thick sandstone walls and linked to the mainland by a wooden bridge, a stronghold to defend Sydney shores. Sounds solid, right? Well, it wasn't. The construction was so bad that it started to crumble just a few years later. Cracks in the stone, seeping water through the walls, the fortress was falling apart before it even fired a single shot. The fortress here at Bear Island cost around £34,000 to build. Now, in today's money, that's around 8.8 million Australian dollars, which, when you consider the cost of housing in Sydney, is cheap for waterfront property like this. But still, imagine pumping all that money into building a defence fort, only to realise that your biggest threat was not from your enemy, but was from crappy construction. Now, rumours at the time suggested that the construction of the fort was less about the defence of Sydney and more about funneling funds into the pockets of corrupt politicians and contractors. And later in 1890, a royal commission confirmed those rumours. Bear Island never saw battle. No Russian warships ventured to these shores, no gunfire, and by the early 1900s it was decommissioned and left to decay. But the story doesn't end there. During World War II, the island was given a second chance, this time not as a fortress, but as a retirement home for veterans. Sounds idyllic, right? Well, guess what? It wasn't. The facility was poorly maintained, there was inadequate medical care and insufficient resources, and the location itself was isolated, so there was very little interaction with the outside world. As a result of the public outrage and continued criticism of the facility, It was eventually closed in 1963. And of course, no historic site is complete without a ghost story. Rumour has it, soldiers who died here still patrol the grounds. Some staff and visitors claim to have heard footsteps echoing in the empty tunnels or felt a cold hand on their shoulder. Now I personally, I don't buy into that. But let's just say, there is no way I'm spending a night alone here. So while Bear Island may not have red carpets or paparazzi, it did survive explosions, stunt crews, and Hollywood egos like Tom Cruise. And let's be honest, that's probably tougher than any military invasion. You know what they say, if these walls could talk, Bear Island would probably scream, "Lights, camera, explosions!" That's right. This sleepy little fort once had a taste of Hollywood glamour. While it's easy to get lost in the military history, Bear Island has a secret second life as an action-packed film set. Today, Bear Island stands as a heritage site, a sanctuary for marine life, a scuba diver's paradise, and even a wedding venue. Sounds ironic, doesn't it? A marriage ceremony on crumbling walls where it was feared Russia would invade and where veterans were neglected and ghosts lurk in the shadows. I guess if a marriage can survive that, it can survive anything, right? So thanks for watching, guys. And just remember, keep adventuring, keep exploring, because your next destination is only a dino away. Catch you later. If you enjoyed that video and would like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell.